So I was in this area. It was called Paso de los Libres. And there was a kid. He was 18. His name was Nicolas. He was really shy. He didn't have a ton of friends, but he had a member of his family who was a Mormon. And we went to their house for lunch one day, and Nicolas was there. And we shared a message with just with the family. And on us as missionaries, I mean, we could have been a little more forward with Nicolas. We just kind of assumed, he was just part of the family. I was new to the area, and we shared this message, and just something you kind of regurgitate after being out for so long. We shared this little message, and at the end, you always ask, hermano, hermana, do you know somebody that we can go teach? And I remember the member said, well, my nephew here isn't, he's not a member. They're like, oh, Nicolas, no, so where do you live? And he's like, oh, my family lives up here, but I'm with my aunt a lot. Like, well, can we come by in the next little while and come teach a message? And he's like, yeah, sure, whatever, that sounds good. And so we did. Like the next week we came by, and we already had the member present because we were at her house, and that helped a lot because she sat in. So we were able to kind of bounce off of her a little bit, that familial connection, just being like, this is what I can do for your family. And to an 18-year-old kid, I mean, he was a little skeptical at first, like any 18-year-old would be, or he's just kind of like aloof. But kind of with the prodding of his aunt, we were he kind of opened up a little bit, and then she was able to invite him to read the Book of Mormon with her family. As we were teaching him, he would start asking questions, and he started to open up a lot more. Just it was like a flower. He just like it was really cool to watch. Yeah, we set a baptismal date. I mean, in my mission, we were always like, you set a baptismal date in the first lesson if you can, and just if they're skeptical about it, you just say we're just setting it as a goal, because this is what we want. This is what we want for you, rather. Yes, we set that goal and just worked toward it. And he was a stalwart. He did all the reading we asked him to. Again, a lot of times at the prodding of his aunt, but I remember we taught a lesson. We retaught the Restoration, the first lesson, and once we come up to Joseph Smith's first prayer, it was just a powerful experience. Just when me and my companion bared our testimonies, it was amazing, and he was just like, okay, let's do this, and we were able to progress with him, and he ended up getting baptized. It was really cool. Sadly, I wasn't with him very long after he was baptized. I got transferred out, but that was one of the cooler experiences while I was out there. So it was actually a family. I was in this little itty bitty city called Vera. It was the Barbosa family. It was a father, his wife. They had a kid who was about 18, and they had just like a bunch of daughters. And they were a member referral. It was actually interesting. They were a member referral from a member who was less active. He said, "Oh, I know this family up the road here is like super into, like, they love talking about God, and maybe you could go teach them." I said, "Okay." So we went up there, and we're able to say, "Yeah, Alejandra, she's a member of the church." "Oh yeah, we know her." So we started off teaching one of the daughters. She was the first one we ran into. Her name was Estefania. She was 24. And she had a little boy whose name was Mariano. He couldn't have been more than 2 or 3 at the time, I think. So we started off teaching her, and we went to her house, and she's like, "I can't right now, but you can come by at a later time." She's like, okay, yeah, that sounds great. So we went back, and the first lesson actually was kind of a disaster. There were kids running everywhere, tons of people. She was super distracted, wasn't really paying attention to us. It was just, there was too much going on for her to focus. So yeah, that first lesson was a total disaster. And me and my companion kind of knew it. I mean, there was nothing there. So we asked if we could come back another time. And I think she was just too polite to say no. So she's like, yeah, you guys can come by. And we set up another time. And we went back, and she actually wasn't there when we went back for the scheduled time, but her little sister was, Sophia. So we just ended up teaching her. And she was more interested in the message. So we kind of shifted our focus to her. And as we went back, kind of just more and more people of the family started joining in. And Estefania finally came back and started listening. It was weird because like we kind of taught like different members of the family at different stages. But I think the most powerful moment was we went back, we taught the message of the restoration again. It was a really good lesson. And at the end, we had one of the littler sisters. Her name was Amelia. We had her say the closing prayer. And the Spirit was so powerful. I mean, the entire family was there. The Spirit was so powerful. We came up, and it was just an amazing feeling. Said amen. And just nobody said a word. And Estefania, the one who had blown us off at first, was just like I feel so happy right now. Like not just like I'm just happy to be here. Like I feel actual happiness. Yeah, we went through and ended up baptizing almost the entire family. We were never quite able to get the father while I was there, but we baptized, the mom, all the sisters. In a period of about a month, we were able to baptize his entire family, all because this less active member was just like, I know they like hearing about God. And so it was really awesome to watch this family just dive in headfirst into everything that the church had to offer. It was really cool.